What's up, everybody? This is Kevin here from Happy Beard Games, and this is Nostalgia Bits. Nostalgia Bits is where I look at the past of video games, but not just the games themselves, things like collectibles, memorabilia, and other items that I've come across during my years of collecting video games that aren't just the video games themselves. And in the past, we've looked at Nintendo Power trading cards. We've also looked at a Donkey Kong Country 2 storybook that covered the story of that video game. Now today we've got another book, and that book is titled How to Draw Nintendo Heroes and Villains. Looks pretty cool. It's got Donkey Kong, Mario, and Link from The Legend of Zelda on the front cover. It's also officially licensed by Nintendo and has the seal of quality on the back, so you know it's the real deal. If you watched the last episode of Nostalgia Bits, you may recognize a couple of things with this book that are familiar with the Donkey Kong Country book. Number one, it's published by Scholastic and Troll. Troll comes back to troll us with how to draw Nintendo heroes and villains. And not only that, it's the same author as the other Donkey Kong Country book, Michael Teitelbaum. Okay. It's also illustrated by Ron Zaum, so I guess he did the art and Michael Teitelbaum did the text and descriptions. Now, as this book suggested, grab a piece of paper or a sketchbook in my recommendation. That's what I choose to use the most when I draw. You want to get a big one, at least 9 inches by 12 inches, unless you're going to bring it everywhere, then you might want a smaller one. And then you gotta grab your art supplies. Introduction. Meet the heroes and villains of Nintendo. The best part is you get to draw them all. So let's begin with the most famous Nintendo character of all, Mario. So the first page is Mario, indicated by a hero symbol, so you know he's a good guy. And this is a very basic drawing of Mario. It's just his face, very iconic, looks great. They actually did a really good job of the finished version. However, the steps are quite limited, I'm noticing. I've seen drawing books in the past. This one is like a 3-step process for drawing Mario's entire face in good detail. So let's read with it and just see what their process is as they detail it for you. Because the pictures are kind of, I mean, they could have done a little more step by step, but let's see how it goes. Step 1. Begin with a large circle for Mario's head. Add crisscrossing guidelines to help you place his oval-shaped eyes, nose, and ears. So Mario is very simple. Everything on here is an oval or a circle. Like, you should be able to do that pretty easily. Pretty much everything's an oval or a circle, except for his mouth, just a half line. His hat's a little bit more complex, but it shouldn't be too hard. But let's go on to step 2. Now it's time to add some details. Give Mario a bushy mustache under his nose and some curls on the sides of his head. Add 2 more ovals to each eye, then draw his eyebrows. Add a brim to his hat, complete his ears, and give him a chin. Finally add the M for Mario in an oval on his hat. Okay, step 3, blacken in the eyes, eyebrows, and mustache as shown. Compare your drawing with the finished picture of Mario's head. Darken the lines so you want to keep, and erase the lines you don't need. Now let's move on to Mario's body. Now, I'm not going to read the steps for every character, but we are going to take a look at each character in this book. So we've got a full-body Luigi with a really interesting outfit. Wait, let's go back to Mario. So Mario's wearing his normal overalls, and you can't tell if they're a special color, but there's black and white. So Luigi is wearing something that I don't know if I've ever seen Luigi wear before, and I'm not sure where they got this from. He's wearing a striped shirt, striped pants, and a star in the center. Is that Star Man Luigi? It doesn't look like that in the game, and I've never seen the artwork like that as far as I can remember. So that's interesting. And then you've got Princess Toadstool. Okay, I was thinking this one might be like after the N64, so maybe Mario 64. But Princess Toadstool is still called Toadstool. Okay, that's excusable. I mean, in that game they kind of established her back as Peach, in the US at least. So, or North America regions. But this one is called Toadstool. Now, that's not really a big problem, but like, look at the way she's designed. She's not wearing her princess dress. She's wearing a little kerchief, or a, what do you want to call those necktie things? She's also wearing a hat, and I'm not sure where this outfit's from. So Peach and Luigi are wearing something different here. Let's go on to the next page. We got Toad. Okay, he looks great. A pretty cool drawing of Toad. I actually kind of want to do that. I might pick Toad. Alright, we got Yoshi, and on the next page we got everyone's favorite Mario villain, Karog. Karog? Who's Karog? That's Bowser. That's... Okay, whoa! 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 Slow down there! Okay, we've got Karog. It says Karog. Maybe it's a typo. Maybe they meant to say Koopa. Maybe they meant to say King of the Koopas or... No! No! This is Karog. Did they not proofread this book? Did they not know what they were writing about? I mean, this author knows a lot about Nintendo. I mean, this is an official... Whoa! They wrote his name as Karog. Not just once. It's not just once in the title. It's throughout the steps of drawing him. And he's a little more complex, as you might expect Karog to be. But you gotta take your time with the details, and there is a 4-step process for drawing Karog. Karog. Gotta love him! Alright, and now they've got some a little more deeper Mario characters. We've got Wario. Pretty cool. And he looks... It's pretty good art for Wario. It kind of reminds me of the original Super Mario Land 2 commercial Wario. Then we've got Donkey Kong moving on to a different series. Donkey Kong. That's pretty cool. His mouth is open. And he's all ready to go. Then you've got... That was just Donkey Kong's face. Now you've got Donkey Kong, full body. As with Karog, he's got a 4-step process. Then we're moving on to Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong's cool. And then we've got Tiny Kong. And this is where it gets a little weird. Diddy Kong and almost all the other characters, as far as I've seen so far, look like they're drawn 2-dimensional. This one looks like a wireframe. Like they took the 3D model from the N64 game and just drew it into lines of Donkey Kong 64. So you got Tiny Kong, and she looks really poorly drawn. She looks like, yeah, basically like a wireframe. You've got Chunky Kong, which actually looks probably worse than Tiny Kong did. He has that same pattern of looking like a wireframe drawing. I don't know what's up with that. It's kind of getting weird here. We've got Snide. Snide? What is Snide? I think he's one of the bad guys, like one of the bad guys from Donkey Kong 64. Why don't I remember him? He's following the same art style as the Chunky and Tiny, so I'm hoping to get back to some better art. Now we've got King K. Rool, the villain from Donkey Kong Country series. He's also a 4-step process character. He's a little more detailed. I'm seeing these villains get a little more detailed. He looks a little bit better than the other characters, but he still kind of looks wireframey. I don't know what's going on. It's looking a little bit better now, though. Oh, here we go. Everyone's favorite hero. We've got Link, not just Link, but the adult Link from Ocarina of Time. That's pretty cool. That's probably what a lot of people were looking forward to in this book. And he has a 4-step process, so you've got some details on him. Of course, he's going to be one of the more detailed characters, because he's less cartoony than most of these characters so far. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, next page, we've got another one of Link from Legend of Zelda. He's got his Master Sword and Shield ready for battle in another 4-step process. We've got a lot more detail on this. This might be the most complex drawing in the book. Then we've got Zelda, but it's not adult Zelda like adult Link. It's Zelda when she was a kid, so that's cool. A little disappointed, but it's cool. So she's got some detail on her, not as detailed as I'd like her to be, but you can always draw that on your own. Like, look at the Triforce on her dress. It doesn't look very detailed, but yeah, it's pretty cool. That's pretty much what she looks like. Then we've got, out of all the Zelda bad guys, we've got Armos. Okay, we got Armos. That's pretty cool. Easy to draw. Nice, you know, shapes there. Then we've got Lizalfos. Cool. Alright. Now on the next page, let's get to Ganon. Ganon or Ganondorf. What? There's no Ganondorf in this book? There's no Ganon? Hold up. Wait a minute. So we've got 2 Links, 1 Zelda, and for the bad guys of the Zelda series, we've only got Armos and Lizalfos. Which is cool, but where is Ganon or Ganondorf? Even the Link to the Past one would have been cool. And then the book ends with this final page, take aim and practice, practice, practice. Okay. That's cool. So overall, the How to Draw Nintendo Heroes and Villains book from Scholastic by Michael Teitelbaum and Ron Zulm is actually A little disappointing. There's some typos or weird spelling errors. Karog instead of Bowser. It's weird. And I looked it up. That's not his Japanese name, by the way. It's not his name in any language. It's just only in this book. And you know, the missing Ganon, certain other aspects that kind of look poorly drawn, such as the Donkey Kong 64 characters. But it had King K. Rool, it had Wario, it had some cool things. The Mario part at the start was cool. They chose some weird design choices again for Luigi and Princess Peach, which they also called Toadstool. But overall, this book is pretty good. So if you want to stick around for a little bit, I'll try to draw a couple of characters from this book in my sketch pad and give you an example of what it might be like for a beginner. Alright, so now that I've got my art book set up here, and I've got a pen chosen, it's actually a pen, not a pencil, because I want it to show up darker, and then I've got a little bit thicker pen of the same brand up here, just in case. We're going to pick a page from this book, and I'm going to draw one of the characters. And I think the two that I'm going to choose are Toad and Donkey Kong. So I'm going to start with Toad. I'm going to put the book over here so I can see it better. And then I'm going to draw it step by step. So we're going to follow the steps from the book. So it's not just me like going off my own stuff. We're actually going to follow this step by step to see if the book itself actually works. Alright, first things first. We've got Toad. Step 1. Start with a small oval for the head. Add a much larger oval above it for Toad's hat. It's a hat? I thought it was part of his body, but I guess that makes sense. Okay, so here's the head. Well, I have not drawn in a while, but here we go. That looks alright. Now I'm going to try to draw a bigger oval for his head, or his hat as they call it. Okay, and then we've got the next step. Draw a circle below the head for the body. Add 2 tiny circles for the hands and 2 small ovals for the feet. So first we're going to draw the circle below the head for the body. Which, this is going to look a little weird, guys. Okay, we've got the hat, head, body. Now we're going to add 2 tiny circles for the hands and 2 small ovals for his feet. So the hands go here and here. And I've got these ovals for his feet. It's a little misshapen Toad, but we're getting there. Step 2. We're on to step 2, guys. Draw the eyes and mouth. They don't really tell you how to draw them. Like, on the first step, they'll tell you to do a circle. This one just says eyes and mouth, so, I mean, I could draw anything, but I'm going on the pictures that they show next to the steps, so let's draw an eye right there, and an eye right there, and the mouth is just like a simple smiley, right? He doesn't have any pupils on this drawing, so I'll just kind of go with what they have. So I'll fill in his eyes. Okay, that was kind of bad, but yeah. So then add details to the hat and costume and draw the arms and fingers as shown. Okay, well he's got a big circle right here for the hat. The hat. Yeah. It's, I don't know, I think it's just a mushroom that he wears. Maybe he's, I don't know, I mean they're always wearing these, so it doesn't seem like it's a hat. I'm gonna add this thing right here so you can tell it's part of his hat or head. I don't know. And then we've got, okay, they got the costume, so his body looks like that, and then that. And then he's got another thing right here and there. And then he's got his pants right there. He's got his mug arms sticking out with an anime arm on his hips. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's got another arm there. It's just really simple stuff. And he's got his fingers. He's got his other fingers. Alright. That's looking like a Toad. Gonna get an A on this art project. I think we're good there. And then we've got blacken in the eyes, which I did already. I didn't know it would tell me that. Compare your drawing with the finished picture of Toad. Darken the lines you want to keep and erase the lines you don't need. Toad is ready to go. So I have a darker marker, darker marker, and let's kind of see if I can use it. I don't think there's much ink in it. Cool. Well, we did Toad, so now we're gonna switch over to another character before we finish up this video. And we're gonna check out Donkey Kong. So I want to use my other marker again. So let's try to do a Donkey Kong. Okay, so we're gonna draw a Donkey Kong right over here, and I've got the small pen, so I'll put the cap down. Donkey Kong. Remember, we're following this step by step. So step 1 of Donkey Kong is draw an oval for the upper part of DK's head. Which, it says oval, but it looks very circular there. Because they're not talking about that, they're talking about the upper part. So it's a very slight oval. So I gotta kind of keep that in mind. It's not so ovally as it is, it's like just slight oval. It's not a perfect circle, it's just slightly oval. Now add a larger overlapping oval for his jaw, which is a lot bigger oval, so you kind of want to get it overlapping. I don't think this is going to turn out so great, but we'll try it. Looks like a snowman now. Draw crisscrossing guidelines, which I might actually need, in the top oval to have you place the eyes and nose. And so it's kind of like a long guideline, and then it's kind of like in the middle of the two ovals is what it's showing. And then there's another one I guess for his nose, like around here. And then there's another line right here. I don't even know, it doesn't say it on there. Add a circle for the tongue and a rounded shape for the top of his head. So I guess this is his tongue gonna be right here. I'm kind of drawing it a little smaller than I wanted to, but oops. And that looks good. There's a little shape on his head, so he has a little like haired thing going up there. Looks really bizarro. Cool. That looks all good. Using the guidelines, place the eyes, eyebrows, and nostrils as shown. Add details to the mouth and draw the ears. A small oval shape forms the tuft of fur on top of his head. I kind of like it when they tell you like what shape to use for the top of his head. Like they just said, do that. So that's the top of his head. The other parts where it's just like draw the eyes, it's like, well, can you go into more detail on that, because that's really vague. It just doesn't even say draw the eyes, it says place the eyes. Oh, okay, let's put some eyes in there. Like, okay. Let's try to do this as best I can. Well, they're gonna be colored in, so that's okay. That little goof I made. I don't know if you can see that. And this goes up like that. And goes like there. This goes up like that, and then goes like there. I don't know, it's not looking like DK at all to me. Let's do his tongue. I guess he needs his tongue. And then we've got the ears, which is a little weird. It kind of looks like I don't know what shape it would be. It's just kind of like a zigzag coming out of them, like ears, I guess. Now we've got the nostrils, is what it says next, which I guess I made this oval too small, because his nostrils are supposed to go right there. And we've got the next step says the eyebrows. Where are the eyebrows? I guess it's this like area around his head, which goes right there. It comes up right there. So it's got this like eyebrow ridge. Okay. I'm kind of throwing in some lines that shouldn't be there, but it just looks right. Then the next step says it's small. I guess again, yeah. I guess that's it. That's it. Step 3: blacken in the pupils, which I'll do in a little bit. And I think I don't think we got the mouth, so let's get the mouth. I think we forgot the mouth. That's what's going on here. This kind of like follows a little bit close to the inside of what we already drew, and that's his mouth. I guess that's all they want you to do for his mouth. So let me draw that in for you, and it's just the head. It's pretty simple, but maybe you can see a little bit better like I'm seeing it when I draw it in. Alright, so here's our two finished drawings from the book How to Draw Nintendo Heroes and Villains. We got Toad and DK. Alright, that was pretty fun. Alright guys, that was it for How to Draw Nintendo Heroes and Villains today here on Happy Bird Games Nostalgia Bits. If you have any suggestions for future Nostalgia Bits, you know, things that might fit this kind of a category, kind of like video game related memorabilia that I could review, not just books, but other things, let me know that in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. Thank you all for watching. Have a great summer, by the way. And until next time, Happy Bird Games, I'll see you then. Happy Bird Games, out!